Bonjour class. Today we're going to look at the future tense of regular verbs, okay? All regular verbs. So you know that we have three different categories of regular verbs in French. We have the ER verbs, the IR verbs, and the RE verbs, okay? So let's look at each category. Let's start with ER verbs. Parler, okay, to speak. When you build the future tense, you're going to take the whole infinitive verb. So here, parler, you're going to plug it in. Parler, 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 parler. Okay, here's my infinitive. And then all you're going to do is add the ending for the future tense. So the ending here is going to be A-I, A-S, A. O-N-S, E-Z, O-N-D. That's it. So let's go through it. Je parlerai, tu parleras, il parlera, elle parlera, nous parlerons, vous parlerez, ils parleront. Okay? The endings will never change for any of the future tense verbs. Whether they're regular, irregular, slight stem change, it's always going to be the same ending. The other thing with the future tense, you're always going to hear the R sound. Okay, so think about it. Just visualize. Parler, you have an R. You will always hear an R sound, ER verbs. Finir, IR, you're always going to have the R sound. Same thing with the RE verbs. You're going to hear the R at the end of it. Other examples with parler, chanter, je chanterai, tu chanteras. Okay, danser, il dansera. Okay, they don't change. All right, now let's look at the next category. Let's look at IR verbs. So let's do finir. Okay, to finish. I'm going to erase my infinitive. Remember, my endings will always be the same. Okay, and here we go. So finir, plug it in. Finir, finir, okay? And let's go through it. Je finirai, tu finiras, il finira, nous finirons, vous finirez, ils finiront, okay? I hear my R sound in every one of them. The ending doesn't change, okay? So this goes for any IR verb, regular verb. Choisir. Je choisirai. Tu choisiras. It could be réussir, to succeed. Il réussira. Okay, if you want to see that. Réussir. There's my R. Réussira. Okay? All right. Let's look at the third category of regular verbs. The third category that we have is RE. Okay? Now, the thing with the RE verb, RE, it ends with an E. It doesn't end with the R. Okay? So what you're going to have to do here, let's take vendre. To sell. Okay, it ends with the E. I'm going to have to remove my E. Keep the rest. plug it in. Let's change colors. So, je vendrai, tu vendras, il vendra, nous vendrons, vous vendrez, ils ou elles vendront. No change, okay? So again, remember the sound in common. The endings always stay the same, okay? The verb could be descendre, prendre, any RE verb, okay? Now we'll go and look at a couple of them that are considered irregular verbs in the present tense, but they're treated as regular verbs in the future tense. Okay, up to this point, we've looked at the regular verbs, ER verbs, IR verbs, and RE verbs in the future tense. Now we're going to look at a couple of verbs that in the present tense are considered to be irregular, but they're actually treated as regular verbs in the future. So I'm going to give you some examples. The first one we're going to look at is the verb boire. Let's do this. Boire, meaning to drink. Okay. Je bois, tu bois, il boit. It's irregular in the present tense because then you get buvons. But in the present tense, in the future tense, you're going to use je boirai. Okay, just drop the E, just like a regular RE verb. Drop the E and tack it on. The second verb that we'll look at is dire, to say. In the present tense, je dis, tu dis, il dit, nous disons. All right. In the future, again, drop the E, tu diras. You will say. The next verb that we'll look at is mettre, to put. So, je mets, tu mets, il met, nous mettons, right, in the present tense. In the future tense, drop the E, il, elle, on, mettra. We will put on a t-shirt. On mettra un t-shirt. Okay, another one we'll look at is suivre. So again, these are irregular in the present tense, but regular in the future tense. So suivre, to follow, drop the E. Remember, the sound that we need is going to be an R sound for the future tense. So if you don't have the R sound, you did something wrong. So, nous suivrons. I will or we will follow. The next one, let's look at ouvrir. Ouvrir as in to open. Ouvrir, IR verb. You're going to keep the whole thing intact. You're not going to drop anything. So, vous ouvrir, right? Ouvrir, ouvrirez. Regular, treat as a regular IR verb. Ouvrirez. Il, elle. For our last one, let's look at connaître. Connaître, as in to know. Okay? Drop your E. And I'm going to run out of room over here. And are you still going to be on the screen if I move this? Yes. So let's move that over. Connaître, right? I dropped my E. And I have my ending. Here you go. Okay, so that's just some examples that we considered irregular in the present tense, but we treat it as a regular verb in the future tense, okay? All right, and the next video is going to give you all the irregular ones in the future tense. There's not too many. Bye.